What is going on, guys? Noah Brewer here, back again with another video, and I'm chilling here from Connecticut. I'm going home soon, and when I get home, I'm going to be releasing some really dope content, hopefully some case studies on some of the clients that we have been working on. But for now, I just want to answer some common questions because it seems to be a recurring theme that people keep on commenting the same questions on my videos. I don't have a problem with this. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm actually very grateful that you guys are trusting enough in this community to ask your questions, voice your problems, and some of you have brought some really interesting solutions to the table. So these questions or these topics that I'm going to bring up in this video are actually ones that I think need to be talked about. Like there are definitely other questions out there that people have, but these are the ones that I feel like need to be addressed the most. Now, this is going to be kind of like a general Q&A for TikTok ads, but most of the advice that I'm going to be giving here are based on my own experiences with specifically product testing and finding winning products. Now, I am going to talk a little bit about scaling and different things that you can do for scaling your products, but for the most part, this is going to be a great video for beginners just to get an overall view and get some questions answered when it comes to TikTok ads. Now, of course, if there's any questions that you feel like I missed that I should address, please leave them in the comment section. So feel free to go down and scroll through the comment section and see if there's any questions that you might need the answer to. But let's start out with the first question, and that is, would you recommend for a beginner to start with TikTok ads or start with Facebook ads? Now, I made an entire video breaking down the pros and cons of each platform, the pros and cons of TikTok and the pros and cons of Facebook. I want to keep this easy. Essentially, Facebook is known for being a little bit more proven, a little bit more long-term. Like, we've definitely scaled stores longer and higher on Facebook than we have with TikTok, but this could also be correlated to the fact that we've been doing Facebook ads for a lot longer as well. And Facebook ads are also known to be very, very highly scalable. While we have seen stores get up to 20, maybe 30K a day with TikTok ads, I've also seen stores get up to 80K, $100,000 per day with Facebook ads. So you do have that proven factor, the long-term factor, and the scalability when you go with Facebook ads. Now, there are some cons, like obviously, once you get banned, it's really, really hard to start maneuvering and get your account back and get back up and running. And that's one of the reasons why I'm recommending a lot of people just go to TikTok ads. Now, obviously, TikTok ads is a little bit newer, but we are seeing a lot higher success rates. So that is something that you want to keep in mind, that when product testing on Facebook, our average success rate is about 1 out of 15. So if we test 15 products, we're on average finding about one winning product that will actually scale to like $500 per day or more in sales. Whereas with TikTok, our average success rates are closer to like 1 out of 7, 1 out of 8. Now, this number could obviously go down as we scale and as we test more products, but for now, at least TikTok definitely has a higher success rate with product testing. Another thing to note is with TikTok, there's a lot of new strategies to test. While there's not a whole lot of like proven cookie cutter methods out there that you can go and implement, it could be a good thing for you or it could be a bad thing for you. I think because this question is tailored towards a beginner, I think this more leans towards being a bad thing, but what it really does, it allows you to express your creativity, and honestly, most beginners don't really follow methods anyways, so you could discover a new method and you could scale really high. Another thing to note is TikTok ads is really a lot less saturated than Facebook ads. There's a lot more products that have the potential to work. It's also a lot cheaper to run ads. Like, your CPMs and your cost per purchases are usually a lot cheaper, and I think because of this, product testing as a whole is just a lot cheaper. Now, when you're product testing on Facebook ads, you'll make sales here and there, you know, as you're testing products, even when you're not finding a winner, and this kind of offsets your advertising spend costs, just because, you know, for example, if you spend $1,000 testing products on Facebook, I would expect to get like $200 to $300 in sales, assuming you did not have a winner at all, and that'll help offset the cost by what, 10%, something along those lines. Whereas with TikTok ads, I think just because they're a lot cheaper, if we spend $1,000 product testing on TikTok ads, I would expect about $500 to $700 back in revenue. So that's almost like 30 to 40% of your ad spend back just on product testing. So that's what I mean when I say that TikTok ads are a little bit cheaper to run, just because even when you don't find a winner, you still make a little bit of a higher return than you would with Facebook ad product testing. One thing I do want to say is that TikTok ads are also very scalable. Like I said, we've seen stores get up to 20K per day, but the thing is, it's a little bit harder to maintain. The best example I can think of is usually with Facebook ads, once we have a creative that works really well, we can usually just run that shit up until we've done like $1 million or $2 million in sales, and then we start really testing many different creatives. Whereas with TikTok, we pretty much start testing creatives like the first week of running the product. So this is very easy for us to do because we have the systems and the budget and the understanding of how to do this. But if you don't have any of that stuff, creating a new creative every single week just to maintain your winning product might be hard. And I just made a video about, how to stop your TikTok ads from dying out. It was my last video, and creating new creatives every single week is a part of it. And I think part of this reason is just because of the native platform of TikTok just requires new ads. If people see the same thing over and over, you just completely lost their attention. Like, they're just swiping up as fast as they can. So I think there's many pros and cons to both Facebook and TikTok. Feel free to check out my other video if you want to learn more about, which one you should choose. How do you choose your targeting? So basically, if you've watched any of my trainings on how to make a product test campaign for TikTok, you would know that usually what we'll do is a single interest and or a single behavior. Now, when I first started TikTok ads, I was running one interest and one behavior, so I was doing both. I was kind of narrowing down by behavior. You can do this. You don't have to do this though, but it works really, really well. I wouldn't really recommend testing no interest targeting with product testing because I haven't personally tested it yet. I know that it can work, and I know that it has great potential to work because I've seen other people do it and see success. But usually what I'll do is I'll start with interest targeting, and then I'll make things more and more broad once I know that the product is actually a winner. And I have tested no interest and no behavior targeting with a scaling product, and it does work very, very well. Another thing to note is that all interests and categories are like incredibly broad. Like, if you compare it to Facebook or really any other platform, the interests are basically not really interests on TikTok. They're basically just keywords, overall categories, I guess you could say. So overall, choosing your interests and knowing, what to target isn't really that big of a deal. You can just do whatever you want essentially because it's not super targeted either way. So this question comes up a lot. What is the best way to get creatives? How should I get ads to test with? How should I get ads to scale with? But for product testing, you're gonna want something cheap and quick. Now, you can go full on force mode and do custom content with every single product that you test. You can do this by making the ads yourself, or you can just hire an agency to do it, which I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. But you can also use existing TikToks, and you can also take existing clips of the product off of the internet and edit them together. This is honestly mostly of what we do, but the thing is, if you do this, you need to get away from this as soon as possible. My recommendation is once you cross 10 sales, if you are profitable, order custom content right away so that you can get away from using this repurposed content, because the custom content really does make a huge difference. No matter if you make it yourself or if you hire an agency to do it, honestly, the best way to do it for testing, if you're trying to save a little bit of money, order every single product that you test yourself and make your own ads if you don't want to use repurposed content. Now, in terms of actually getting custom content, it's really, really easy. It usually costs about $100 and takes about 10 days if you use my company, viralecomads.com. Essentially, the way it works is you mail your product to our studio, and we have our actors make an ad following a very specific script that you can either create or we can create one for you. And within 10 days of receiving the product, we will send it back to you, and then you can run your ads with it. This is really great if you're too busy or if you just want to hire experts to make the ads and you don't want to worry about creating ads yourself. One thing that I want to say is that custom content for TikTok is a lot different than custom content for Facebook ads. It's a lot cheaper. Essentially, all it is somebody just whipping out their phone. I mean, we do it a little bit more professional than this, but essentially at the bottom level, it's somebody whipping out their phone, leaving a review of the product, showing how it works, explaining the benefits, giving a testimonial. There's a few different styles that you can choose from, but it's not that hard to do, and it's honestly not that expensive either. It doesn't take too long. So hopefully that answers most of your questions about how you should get creatives. This is probably one of my favorite questions because everybody says something different about this, and I'm not here to say that I'm right or wrong because obviously everybody has different strategies and preferences, but what is the max amount that you should lose testing a single product? I know some people aren't willing to lose more than $50 on a single product, and some people will lose up to $1,000 or more on a single product. In my opinion, $100 is the perfect amount to throw at a product. You spend $100 on ads. If it's breaking even, maybe push it a little bit further. If it's just completely losing money, or if it's not making sales at all, just move on. There's better products out there. There are products out there that will be profitable like the first day that you put the ads up. So why hang on to something that's just not either it's not working well enough or it's not working well at all. I also wanted to say that if it's breaking even, or if it looks like it has a little bit more potential, maybe lose up to like $300. I don't personally see a reason in losing more than $300 on a single product, because that gives you plenty of money to test out a few different creatives, a few different strategies even. So $300 is a fair run if you have a product that you're really confident in, or if it was breaking even within the first $100 spent. Just overall, there's no reason to lose more than $300, and if your product doesn't make any sales at all within $100 spent, I would just move on to something better. So when should you try to scale? This is another fun question. Essentially, once an ad group hits 5+ sales, I usually take that ad group and duplicate it into a new campaign at 100 per day. So this is what I did for my 48-hour challenge video, where I scaled a store from nothing to $1,500 in 48 hours. If you want to watch that video, it's on my channel. It's really, really valuable. I launched a test campaign and then made 3 different scale campaigns on day number 1 of the product running, and it worked really, really well. So once you're actually profitable, you are clear to scale. Now, whatever method you want to use to scale, I say that depends. I have a few of my methods on my YouTube channel, but I haven't came out with like a solid scaling strategy yet because we are still trying to figure it out for ourselves. But essentially, the goal is to find a strategy, a sequence, something that you can do that actually ends up being profitable, and then you can replicate that as many different times as you want. You can scale horizontally or vertically. Essentially, once you're profitable consistently, you are able to scale. This question is probably the most common, and it relates to the bidding structure with TikTok. Should you do lowest cost or should you manually bid? Now, I'm sorry if I caused any confusion here, because as I said, I've been trying to figure out TikTok ads and I've been sharing with you guys what has been working for me. Recently, I made a video updating this on my stance on manual bid versus lowest cost, but up to this point, I have been doing manual bidding on every single test campaign. And I will say it worked very, very well in the beginning, but at some point there must have been a transition where lowest cost is just the way to do it. Manual bidding brings up issues with your ads even spending in the first place, which is just a pain in the ass, and with lowest cost, usually the ads will spend. So now I'm pretty much only recommending that while you're product testing, at least, just do lowest cost, keep things simple. There's no reason to be worrying about bids and all this stuff when you're just testing products. Manual bidding still works really well, and it's still really a great opportunity for you to go out and chase. The only thing that I would say is find a winner first. Test with lowest cost, find a winner, and then once you have a winner, then you can go out and make some manual bid campaigns because you know what to expect. And if it doesn't spend or it doesn't work, it doesn't really matter because you already have a winning campaign that does work. So at that point, it's just testing, and it does work really, really well, and it is definitely worth testing. So yeah, easy answer to this question. Just do lowest cost when you're testing, and if you want to test manual bidding, do it after you find a winner. So the next question is one that's coming up a lot more recently, because I know TikTok ads have been a little bit buggy when it comes to the way that they're spending our money. So what should you do if your ads aren't spending? This is a big pain in the ass with TikTok ads right now. I'm not ignoring the issue. I actually made a video breaking down exactly what you should do step by step if your ads are not spending properly. And I'm going to run through these really quickly because I already made a video going in depth on this. If you want to watch it, it's on my channel. But essentially, step number 1 is to just recreate the campaign, like keep everything the same, just duplicate it, republish it, because sometimes it's just glitchy and you'll just get like a campaign that just doesn't spend. Sounds like bullshit, it's not. I've had one campaign not spend at all. I'll duplicate it, leave everything the same, and then it spends perfectly fine. The next thing that you can do is testing new targeting and new creatives. Sometimes different locations and different interests just don't spend at certain times. I don't know why, but it is one of the things that you can test. And then obviously sometimes creatives just don't get approved. Sometimes I feel like TikTok is shadow banning creatives, like they see something in your creative that they don't like, and instead of disapproving it, they just shadow ban it. They just make it so that it won't spend. This is obviously just a theory, but it makes a whole lot of sense as to why it's worth testing new creatives on TikTok just because of that. If neither of those things work, I would probably reach out to TikTok support and just be like, what the hell is going on here? Why are my ads not spending? And hopefully they give you a reason. If not, if they still don't give you a reason, move on from the product. It could just be the product that just doesn't want to spend for some policy issue, or maybe there's an algorithm issue. If that still doesn't work, like if the next product that you test still isn't spending and you run through all these again, what I would say, create a new pixel or just create a new ad account. I know it's a pain in the ass, but like I said, TikTok is being very buggy with their spending issues right now, and it's kind of up in the air on how to actually solve the issue. These are essentially the 5 or 6 steps that we take to solve the issue when we have a campaign that's not spending, you know, what we do and what's worked for us. So that's it for this video. The most exciting part of this video, I think, is going to be reading your guys' comments and seeing what other questions you guys have, because I'm happy to answer them. I know the other people watching this channel are also happy to answer questions in the comment sections. I love it when you guys help each other out and ask questions and answer other people's questions. It means a lot to me. It means more than you would think. But that's it for this video. I hope it was valuable for you. If it was, smash the like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I hope to see you on my next video. But this is Noah Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.